everyone. So, as promised, today I'm going to be discussing the diet that I've been doing for the experimental series. One thing I did want to note before I got into the diet is that unlike the experimental series that Matt Porter did, I will not be keeping my nutrition variable the same throughout the entire series. The reason being is that I want to change as many factors as I can to create the best possible effect on my physique. So I know that his concern was more about, changing the different supplements but keeping his nutrition the same to see what effects different supplements would elicit on his physique. However, I may do a video like that in the future. But as far as this series is concerned, I'm going to be changing multiple factors throughout the series in order to create the best response from my body. So that's why that's why I was saying that I wanted this to be a very educational and informative video, just so you guys can see how tweaking small little changes, or maybe in different cases big changes, we'll have to see as the series goes on, but how creating those changes can have such a huge tangible effect on your bodies, on your physique, and really, I really want to see how changing different variables can create different responses. So, like I said, I'm not going to be keeping my nutrition the same. I'm not going to be keeping the supplements the same, cardio the same. Everything's going to be changing throughout the series. And as I do make those changes, I'm going to keep you guys informed with those changes, so you guys are going to stay up to date with everything that I'm doing. I said in the intro video that everything's going to be 100% open, 100% honest, and that's how the whole series is going to be. I want you guys to see everything that I'm doing, exactly as I'm doing it, so you guys can see as I progress throughout the series how these different changes create different effects on my body. So I'm on my way home right now. I got my diet laid out in detail, and I'll explain the diet that I'm going to be starting out with, and kind of the reasoning behind why I chose this particular diet, and also kind of going over some different changes that I may have to make in the diet. I was writing the diet actually last night and then this morning, and one of the things that came up into consideration was that the job that I'm going to be at is not going to probably allow me to eat 3 meals while I'm at that job. Most jobs you only get one scheduled lunch break. Luckily, when I was working throughout college, for the most part throughout college, I had a couple jobs where they were a little bit more flexible with how you can eat. I worked at GNC for a while, and GNC is not incredibly busy out here, so we only saw at the most like 20 customers a day, and it allows you a lot more flexibility with being able to eat, keep up on top with your diet. The other job I worked at a grocery store in the kitchen. I helped with cooking, doing breakfast stuff, and we got one scheduled break, but you were allowed to keep stuff in the kitchen, so I could either eat or make a shake or do whatever I wanted back there. But as you move more into the professional world, I guess, depending who your employer is, they're a little bit more strict on that. So I was writing the diet. I wanted to keep all my meals whole food meals, just because I personally I don't like doing shakes a whole lot. It's just that I feel like if I do whole food meals, especially when dieting, whenever you're dieting, I think whole foods are better just because they keep you a little bit more satiated. So I feel like they help keep you fuller throughout until your next meal, basically. Shakes are definitely easier to get down because it's just a liquid. I mean, you can mix together, either egg whites or whey with like oats and olive oil, just down it shake, I just get, I'm like hungry within the next 30 minutes to an hour. Whereas when I eat a meal, it might be a couple hours before I'm hungry again, which is when my next meal is going to be. So it works out perfect. So, unfortunately, might not be able to do that at my job. And so there's already probably going to be some changes made to the diet. I was going to have everything be whole food based, except for the last meal right before bed, which was probably going to be whey protein and peanut butter. But now that I put more thought into it, might have to do a couple shake meals at work and then have one whole food meal at work. But if that does change, I'll let you guys know. But that's how it's going to look like for right now. Another thing to note is, and I'll get into this more when I discuss the diet once I get home, but the first meal is just going to be egg whites and oats and olive oil, either that or almonds. Just have to see. Now, personally, I'd like to do whole eggs with egg whites and then oats, of course. But to be honest, after doing fasted cardio in the morning, which I'll discuss more about cardio and training in another video, but after doing fasted cardio, already getting up early, I just don't feel like making eggs and egg whites and having to scramble it and pan. Egg whites are just a lot easier to drink down and then head off to work. So a lot of the diet that I'm going to be doing is going to be based off of, I guess, I don't like to say ease or convenience, because that makes it seem like I'm changing things to make it easier for me, which I don't want to make it seem like that's what I'm doing. But if I'm going to stay on top of this thing 100% and stick true to the diet, then I need to make it where I can stick to 100%. And if that's one of the factors I have to do, then that's what I'm going to do. To stick to it 100%. Because I want to, as part of this series, I want to keep everything constant as far as what I'm telling you. So if I do change something, then I'll let you guys know. But anyways, that's enough of me ranting on about this. Almost home, so I'll go over the diet once I get home. So